Picture this. You're 3 levels deep in what used to be a subway station. Your flashlight died 20 minutes ago. The darkness down here isn't just dark, it's aggressive. It presses against your eyeballs. You can hear water dripping somewhere to your left, or maybe your right. You honestly can't tell anymore because, when you can't see, your brain starts lying to you. This is how people die in the underground. Not from monsters, not from cave-ins, from walking confidently in the wrong direction, straight into a 30-foot drop because they couldn't see 2 feet in front of their face. I've spent the last 6 months figuring out how to see in places where the sun forgot to visit. Today, I'm going to show you every method I've tested, including the ones that failed spectacularly, so you don't have to learn the hard way like I did. Let's talk about light. First up, nature's own night lights, bioluminescence. Sounds fancy, but it just means living things that glow. And before you ask, yes, they still exist down here. Some of them are thriving. Certain types of fungus glow in the dark. If you're in old tunnel systems, especially ones that stay damp, look for clusters of mushrooms growing on rotting wood or along wet walls. Not all fungus glows, obviously. You're looking for ones that emit a faint green or blue light. They're usually small, growing in patches. Here's the thing nobody tells you. Bioluminescent fungus is dim. Really dim. We're talking enough light to see your hand if you hold it 6 inches from the mushroom. But down here, that's better than nothing. I've used these to mark safe paths, sticking them on walls every 10 feet, like the world's saddest breadcrumb trail. You can also find bioluminescent algae in standing water. Disturb the water, and it glows. Useful for figuring out if that puddle is 3 inches deep or 3 feet deep before you step in it. Now, I'll be honest, I once tried to convince myself I had developed roach night vision. I'd been staring at cockroaches for so long in the dark, I thought maybe my eyes were adapting, learning to see their heat signatures or something. I gave myself a whole inspirational speech about human evolution. Then I walked directly into a support beam. Roach night vision is not real. Do not try roach night vision. Let's talk batteries. You find them everywhere in the ruins. Flashlights, old phones, toys, remote controls. 90% of them are dead. But here's a secret. Some dead batteries aren't actually dead. They're just dirty or poorly connected. First trick, clean the contacts. Use a bit of cloth or your shirt and rub both ends of the battery until any corrosion or gunk comes off. You'd be amazed how often this works. That crusty white or green stuff on the terminals is blocking the connection. Clean it off, and sometimes you get another hour or 2 of juice. Second trick, the squeeze and roll. This one feels like voodoo, but it works. Take your dead battery and squeeze it gently while rolling it between your palms. You're redistributing the remaining chemicals inside. Sometimes this wakes up enough power for a weak glow. Not much, but enough to find your way to the next room. Third trick, warmth. Cold batteries perform worse. If you find a battery that's ice cold, warm it up in your hands or keep it in your pocket for 10 minutes. Don't overheat it. You're not trying to cook it. Just bring it up to body temperature. I've gotten an extra 20 minutes out of batteries this way. I carry every half-dead battery I find. When one dies completely, I swap it out for the next weakest one. It's like a depressing rotation system, but it keeps me from being in total darkness. Now we get clever. You don't need a bright light if you can multiply the light you have. This is where scavenged metal and mirrors become your best friends. Aluminum cans, old hubcaps, broken mirrors, even CDs, anything reflective. You're building a system to bounce light around. One small LED or candle flame can light up an entire room if you position reflectors correctly. Here's what I do. I'll take a small light source, even something as weak as a firefly glow stick, and surround it with curved reflective surfaces. The curve is important. Flat mirrors just bounce light in one direction, but curved surfaces, like the inside of a soda can, spread light outward. I tested this extensively, and by extensively, I mean I spent 3 days in a maintenance tunnel playing with trash. First attempt to dim, I used flat pieces of metal and barely got any spread. The light just bounced straight back at itself. Useless. Second attempt, too bright. I found an old car headlight reflector and put a chemical glow stick inside. It focused the light into a beam so concentrated, I accidentally blinded myself for 5 minutes. I was seeing spots and walking into walls. Do not directly stare into your own light amplification setup. Learn from my mistakes. Third attempt, the flicker problem. I got the brightness perfect using layered aluminum foil formed into a cone shape. But I'd used a battery-powered LED that was on its last legs, and it kept flickering. Let me tell you, there's nothing more unsettling than walking through a dark tunnel while your only light source strobes on and off like a broken horror movie effect. Every flicker convinced me something was moving in the shadows. My heart rate was through the roof. Consistency matters. Chemical light is your reliable friend underground. Glow sticks, specifically. The old ones still work if they haven't been cracked yet. You can find them in emergency kits, old raves if you're lucky, fishing tackle boxes, camping supplies. The glow comes from two chemicals, mixing when you snap the stick. Once they're mixed, you get anywhere from 4 to 12 hours of light, depending on the size and quality. They don't produce heat, they won't start fires, and they're waterproof, perfect for underground work. But they're single use. Once you crack them, the clock starts. So here's what I do. I only crack them when I absolutely need them, and I maximize their use by combining them with reflective setups. One glow stick inside a makeshift reflector can light up a whole room. You can also slow down the chemical reaction by keeping glow sticks cold. If you find a cold area underground, store your unused glow sticks there. They'll last longer when you do use them. Conversely, if you need a brighter glow, warm them up. Heat speeds up the reaction. You'll get more light, but for less time. I've also found industrial glow markers in old warehouses. These are thicker and last longer than regular glow sticks. Some of them are still good years later. Check loading docks and storage areas. Let me show you how to combine everything into one functional underground lantern. This is my proudest creation. It's ugly, but it works. You need one partially working battery with an LED light, a metal can with both ends removed to form a tube, aluminum foil or reflective scraps, and one chemical glow stick. Step 1. Line the inside of your metal can with reflective material. Smooth it out as best you can. This is your light chamber. Step 2. Place your LED at one end. If the battery is weak, that's fine. We're amplifying it. Step 3. Crack your glow stick and place it at the opposite end. Now you have two light sources in one reflective chamber. Step 4. Angle the can based on what you need. Point it forward for a directional beam, or set it upright to light the area around you. The beauty of this setup is redundancy. If your battery dies, you still have chemical glow. If your glow stick runs out, you still have the LED, and the reflective chamber makes both sources work harder than they would alone. I've used variations of this lantern for weeks. It's not pretty. It looks like something a raccoon assembled. But down here, function beats fashion every single time. You can add handles using wire or cord. You can make it weatherproof by covering one end with plastic. You can even hang it from the ceiling using scavenged rope. It's modular. Make it work for your situation. There you have it. Multiple methods to generate usable light underground using nothing but scavenged materials and a little creativity. You're not going to get stadium lighting down here, but you will be able to see where you're walking. And that's the difference between survival and becoming a cautionary tale. Now, if you'll excuse me, I just finished building my best lantern yet. I'm talking perfect brightness, perfect spread, no flicker. I'm about to illuminate this entire tunnel section and prove that I've mastered underground light generation once and for all. Let me just position it here, angle it toward that back corner, and oh no, what is that? Why is there a shadow that big? Nothing down here should have that many legs. Nope, I'm out. Lantern's yours, buddy. I didn't want to see anyway. Darkness is fine. Darkness is great. Reminding you that sometimes the scariest thing in the underground isn't the dark, it's what your light reveals. Stay safe out there, or down there, wherever there is.